The 2019 Tour de France was very, very, very important for Jumbo-Visma. It's when you guys became sort of a super team. You proved what you could do over the years of development. Kruijswijk, of course, finished third overall in stage wins by Teunissen, Van Aert. Maybe I'm leaving out someone. How big was that race for you?
Yeah, we won 4 stages. Also, the team time trial and Dylan Groenewegen, he won a stage. So yeah, it was my first tour as a DS. Was a big success, of course, and yeah, we knew we had a very good team. We were very strong also with yeah, Wout van Aert. He showed in just before the tour in Dauphiné that what he was capable of, winning the TT and winning a bunch sprint and the green jersey. Yeah, we knew we had one of the best sprinters with Dylan, and that Steven that he was capable of doing the podium, and but still everything came together, came in place. I think we had a great 4 weeks. Also some downsides like the crash of Wout or the exclusion of Tony Martin, but yeah, in the end, of course, we were really satisfied, and especially the opening weekend in Brussels with lots and lots of Dutch and Belgian fans, and us having a clean sweep, winning the first stage with Mike, and then beating everyone in the team time trial. I think that was yeah, already very special moment to begin with.
Yeah, I spoke with Mike a couple of days ago, and he was very happy remembering back on those first 2 days. Kruijswijk, was there much he could have done to change things, or just Bernal unstoppable? Anything you would have done differently looking back on that?
No, I think like we were sort of unhappy, but there was how do you call that? Nobody could do anything about it on the stage to Tignes, because we had been on training camp on altitude training camp in Tignes. We knew the climbs very well, also the last climb to Tignes, and we thought actually that we were in quite a good situation with Laurens de Plus still with Steven, and also 2 guys from Bora there chasing Bernal, and then coming over the top of the climb, all of a sudden we heard that the stage would be cancelled, and the only decision they could take, I mean, I think there wasn't any way to go further. But at that moment, of course, you are quite disappointed, because yeah, you never know. I guess everybody saw that Bernal was the strongest uphill in the tour, at least in the last days of the tour. But yeah, that day, of course, we hoped for more, and we hoped for a bigger fight.
Yeah, landslide. It blew out the road between the Iseran and Tignes, and they had to take the time at the top of the Iseran. I guess just first focusing on just the overall picture, that aside, would you have raced differently knowing that Steven was able to go so well, third overall and close to Geraint Thomas, and then in the last few days he was right in the mix. We had a 5-way race, 6-way race if you count Alaphilippe. Was there anything to do differently by the team?
No, I don't think too much. Like Stevie, yeah, he's quite a steady rider. He likes like a high tempo approach more than attacking all the time. I think that's no secret, and we played it well to get him onto the podium, and yeah, would have needed a bit more luck or slightly even better legs from him on one of the crucial days to end up even higher. And so in the end, I think it was our first Tour podium, Steven's first Tour de France podium. He can be really satisfied.
Yeah, he rode an awesome Tourmalet stage, and he's improving. I mean, it's his best Grand Tour finish yet. Of course, he came so close in 2016 in the Giro d'Italia. Is perhaps a factor that you guys put a lot of weight behind Dylan, a lot of weight behind Wout van Aert, where maybe a team like Ineos wouldn't do that, and they put all their weight behind the GC riders. Would you have made that risk looking back and just focused on GC, or was it worth it to do how you did?
No, I think looking back to last year, it was right to do it like we did it with Dylan and Steven sharing leadership and yeah, more or less the wins of Wout and Mike were coming by accident. Of course, a nice accident, but we had that approach, and of course. We know if you want to win the tour, if you go there with multiple GC leaders, then it is really, really hard to also add a sprinter and a sprint train to the team of 8 riders. But I think for last year, our approach was good and was right. And also, I think with Laurens de Plus and George Bennett, we really, really had a strong team uphill. I mean, we didn't have the 6 riders that Ineos maybe had when there were 50 guys left, but we were still with 3 when there were 10, 12 guys left. And I think that we really could put a mark on the mountain stages that way. Would have been maybe more different and more difficult, especially if we would have had the jersey. But also with Steven, we didn't head into the tour with the absolute top favorite.
Yeah. And you went ahead and you won the Volta a España later with Roglic. Over the winter, you signed Tom Dumoulin. The team should include Kruijswijk, Roglic, and Dumoulin at the Tour de France, assuming the Tour goes ahead at the end of August. Now the team is supercharged. So what did you take from 2019 that you're going to put into 2020?
Yeah, also in the Vuelta when we won with Primoz, we had a really good team, a very young team with Sepp Kuss, Nielsen Paulus in there, Leonard Hofstede. We had a lot of bad luck crashing in the opening TTT. Steven going home after 4 days with a knee injury. Yeah. Also towards the end, Tony Martin crashing out again. But yeah, we did it as a team. We supported Primoz as good as possible, but we also not found out, but realized that if you want to win the tour, you have to be better than that as a team. Maybe individually, Primoz, he was in the Vuelta, he was strong enough that he maybe could have won also last year's tour. You never know, but as a team, you need a stronger team to win the tour than the one that we had in the Vuelta, and having also Steven there would have given us an extra rider that would have been always there with the last 5 or 10 riders, of course. We knew that we even have to do better as a team and have to be stronger when we want to win the Tour de France.
Does the top brass, you, Addy, Richard, do you guys think now you have that team to take on Ineos?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard. I mean, Ineos, on the reigning champions, they have 3 riders that already won the Tour de France. I know it, but I don't know the actual number, how many of the last Tour de France's they have won.
Something like 35.
Around.
No, I think
7.
Eight
I don't know
tours,
exactly, but to me, they are the big favorites. They know how to do it, and of course, I sort of look up to them. I also try to read, to analyze how they are doing, how they are planning, how they are doing their tactics. I mean, they have been very dominant in the biggest race of the world over years, and they must do a lot of things well. And we can learn from them, and I hope we can take them on. But absolutely wouldn't say that we are the big favorites now, and Ineos is number 2. Absolutely not. And we have won 1 so far, and of course also Tom, he won a Giro d'Italia. But I guess I would say we are up and coming, and we are absolutely doing everything to be on the start line. Hopefully end of August with a team of 8 riders, which are perfectly prepared and which are able to take on Ineos and whoever else is there. I think you also can't rule out the Yates brothers. You can't rule out Pogacar. Pinot is always dangerous, so it's maybe also too easy to just break it down to Ineos versus Jumbo Visma, and I like that a lot. But I think there are also a few other teams, other riders that are very strong.
as soon as we narrow it down to those two teams, there'll be a third team that comes along and wins the race. We wish you guys the best of luck because it's a great team. We like to see how it's coming up, and you guys are truly taking it to Team Ineos.